So as it relates to what they call world music, Kente Arts is presenting Hugh Masekela on March 30th here in Pittsburgh. Is there anything you could tell the audience about Hugh Masekela?
Well, I had an opportunity to hear him perform, and I talked to him a little bit afterwards. And the first time I met him, he was at Graffiti on Palm Boulevard. He was performing. So I went over and went down his dressing room and talked to him a little bit. And well, I mentioned Fela Shawandi, of course. They all stand tall. They all know, you know. He is, but see, people knew him from Grazing in the Grass. Hugh Masekela is a very, very serious artist. He is one of the great trumpet players. He can play like Miles, he can do all of that. Fela Shawandi, Hugh Masekela as a person in exile, and just as Miriam Makeba did, carried their culture around the world and planted seeds everywhere. He's a deep brother. He's a deep brother when he talks and when he plays. You know, I mean, I'm looking at guys like him, and I hope, and I'm praying, because I love Kente Arts. You know that. And you guys are bringing the people here. Please, this is a request from my wife, please bring Abdullah Ibrahim, if you can. Please. Okay.
I would love to.
Well, I know it's in the back of your mind anyway, but that connection, the African connection there, which now I've hooked up with my colleagues in the jazz world of my generation, Carlton Hester, Professor Carlton Hester out at UC Santa Cruz. We've done global African music festivals out there in 2002, 2003, where I was a featured person with Randy Weston and Larry Ridley and Donald Byrd. We were all on we did global African music festivals out there. Carlton has written definitive books on the African connection. His books are probably the best ones written by any American on the Afrocentrism of American music. And so these are my close colleagues. In fact, Carlton and I are corresponding on a book right now. So that connection is so important. And we had Hotep Galita from South Africa. He was on the festival. Yes, he was on the festival with us. He passed away. Yes. But he and I became very good friends. Hotep Galita was there. Randy was there. It was wonderful. And so we had conferences, and we played on the festival, all of that. So that's where we have to be, because that's the roots of all of it. It all came from there. There's nothing in the Afrocentric diaspora of music that isn't inclusive of all the other ethnic music.
Thank you very much. We appreciate your thorough, even though brief, explanation and delineation of some of these Pittsburgh history experiences that you've had. And we pray that, keep the thing going. I know you have the Pittsburgh Jazz Network.
Yeah. The Pittsburgh Jazz Network needed a place where I could speak without asking anybody's permission, without telling anybody, and I could put the truth out there. And anybody who's out there not saying the truth, I could bring them to task right there in cyberspace, which I've done many times. Okay, and I could gather this information and have a repository for people who had these archives in their home and their families and their photos and all that often wind up in a dumpster because if people don't know what to do with the physical artifacts and there's no place to store them. Put them online, share them with the world. It's not about money, it's about, if you put it in cyberspace, it doesn't go away. Don't put anything out there that you don't want, because it's not going to disappear. But if you want something out there, put it out there. So rather than me writing a book about my career, I'm just putting it up there, because then you can hear the sounds, you can see the pictures, and I can tell the story too, and it's all there. And so can anybody else who wants to use that vehicle, and I don't charge for it.
Amen.
So
Thank you very much, sir.
my brother.
Appreciate
Thank you
it.
so
Good
much.
having
Thank
here
you.
today.
All right.
All right.